All right, welcome into today's episode where it's Saturday morning with a little bit of code and coffee. And so today we are working on the ISO app for my Let 'em Cook application. Real quick, let's just go and review letemcook.io. What is it? It is a meal prepping app for saving recipes, for meal prepping, and for counting calories and macros. So, I can just come in here and I can select a number of recipes, and then I can go ahead and create my calendar from there. Let's see. Okay, I'll have, I didn't really do some coconut miso soup for breakfast, and then we'll have some salmon for lunch, and then we'll have some ramen for dinner, as well as some snacks. That's a good bug. Yeah? That's not going into the snacks, is it? As well as some snacks. Okay, and then we can print our meal plan, or we can generate a grocery list with the ingredients from this meal plan. And so what we're able to do with that is now I have all of the ingredients, and I can say, okay, well, I got that, because it orders them by the type of ingredient. So up here, we've got our produce, and then we've got our meats, and then down here, we've got all of the seasoning, which seasoning is one of those things that I always have a really tough time remembering. So it's nice to have that here. And then I can just uncheck them, and then I'm able to download that list, and now I've got my grocery list and I'm ready to go. So that's my application. Also, if we go into our macro tracker, so for breakfast, what I have, they're in my recipes, and I always have my chia seed oatmeal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that. And then what else do I have? I actually don't know that I have my other recipe, but I always have 3 eggs, and I know that 3 eggs is 210 calories, and it is about 21 grams of protein. It's so easy. It's 1 gram of protein for 10 calories. I don't know the fat and carbs. Oh well. So then I'm gonna go ahead and add that. Now I know that my breakfast was 420 calories. I still want to figure out how I want to label the other ones, because like a capital P isn't as clear as to what that is, but that means protein, fat, and carbs. And then I can create my goal. So my goal is actually going to be 2,500. We want 130 grams of protein. I'm pretty sure it's more like 180 carbs, and we'll do 50 grams of fat, although I'll want to double check those numbers for me specifically. But then we're able to track those against what we've had, and so that is my calorie daily tracker. And all of this looks great as a mobile application, but we got one problem, and that is that it is not a mobile application. It is still required to get to from the browser, and so we want to make an ISO app, and I've always wanted to learn Swift, so this seems like a great opportunity to go on in there, learn Swift, and build an app in the same process. Okay, so where are we at to do today is I have created my application that shows all of the public recipes, because you can go into this application and explore recipes, and then from there select the ones that you want to add to your profile. The problem is I don't have authentication yet, so I think what I'm going to do is these exercises that I have for me, and then we'll see if we get to the authentication piece. I don't know that we will. These exercises always take me a little bit longer because it's the old way of learning. We're not just copy and pasting here, although we are doing a lot of copy and pasting, but we're not only doing copy and pasting here. We're not only doing vibe coding. We are actually learning to code, and so that is what I am up to. We failed. Oh, there it is. We didn't fail, guys. Okay, so as you can see, it's grabbing all those recipes, and then if I click on a recipe, I just made this the other day, the white wine pasta sauce, absolutely delicious. And we can see our ingredients, we can see our instructions. Right now, this is pretty ugly. I'm definitely going to want to style it out. What I have found that Claude is very helpful for is I don't really care about UI skills. So it's nice to have to only need to go a little bit of the way, and then I can get help going all of the way. But we're not there yet. Where we are at these 3 exercises. So I need to add tags, row, recipe.tags, render each as a capsule pill with the background color orange and opacity. Okay, so where were we in that? I believe that is going to be in our files. I can't see the files. Oh, here we go. Okay, I can see it from the screen. If I do this, okay, now I can see my entire screen. And one thing that I don't like about Xcode is navigation. I feel like we can navigate so much faster from Vim. You know what I haven't tried doing yet is what if I just kind of cheat and I just kind of go into my console here and I do all my programming from here. I don't know, let's find out. CD, let them, excuse me? Oh, okay, it's a cap. It's a little, all right, and we want to go into our, what were we working on? We were working on, we send the category to the recipe card. So I believe we're working on the recipe detail view. Okay, so that's going to be in our models, I believe. No. Oh my gosh, why is that not letting me go there? CD models, okay. And I'm not seeing it. Recipes. Oh, views, duh. Wait. Views, view model. What is a model? I don't remember. Okay, MVVM, model, view model. I don't remember what models are. Like where they fit in the framework. Real quick, let's just open up recipe. Why? Oh, did I not CD into models? Oh, because I went out, okay. NVM recipe. Okay, so we got our structure. Oh, right. So models are where the data structure and then the business logic to that data structure live. Our view model knows about our model. Our view knows about our view model, but our view does not know about our model. And so this is what puts it together. Okay, we got that. We understand what's happening there. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back and then I'm gonna go to my views and we have no such directory as view. We have, why is it? There we go. And in here, I've got recipes. And then in here, I have got my recipe detailed view. I believe that's what I'm going into. So we're going to go into that recipe detail view. And let's see where I like coding from better. If I like coding from here, if I like coding from VS Code better for Swift. But sorry, not VS Code, Xcode. I just have not been that happy with the keyboard shortcuts on Xcode. And it seems like a lot of the keyboard shortcuts are the obvious ones, but they're not working for me and I have not figured out why. I don't know if I need to restart my computer, which I have, or if I need to go into some sort of configuration file, which I have not. So I'm really not sure on that. And so if we continue on here, okay, so we need to add a tags row. Oh, did we bring in tags? That, I'm not as sure of. Add a tags row to recipe.tags under each capsule. This is why it's hard to take breaks, because I don't remember. We got our header, nutrition build time, ingredient. That's our V stack. And our H stack. Okay, there was, yeah, the pill label. Easy. Okay, so we're gonna add another pill, and we're gonna label that. I misspelled sugar there. So we're gonna fix that, and then we are gonna add tags. Okay, and the value is going to be recipe dot. Oh, that's the issue with VS Code is. Or sorry, with Vim. And I'm not super familiar with what our recipe object looks like. That's why I whipped up this little application. It's basically a notepad, but looks a little bit better. And I want to know what my models. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of sold on the Xcode now for the time being as I work on this. So if I go to my view, and then I go to my recipes, and then I go to my detail view, I don't want to have two things open at once. I feel like that could get kind of messy. So we're going to go ahead and quit and save. And then we're going to open up my recipe detail view. And we've got recipe dot. Do we have tag? I don't see a tag. Tags, okay. And then display. Do we have a tags display? No. All right, so I need to figure out that. How do I go to definition? Navigate? I don't know. That's okay. We've got Claude right here to help us out. In Xcode, how do I navigate to definition? There's, oh, we're, what's wrong with my selected model? What are my choices? I don't want Fable, it's too expensive. Do I have to? Do I have to use Fable 5? I may not have access to it. I think we need to exit. We need a Claude update. And I hopped right in there. I think it did, but I want to see where I'm at. Okay, so I'm at, okay, perfect. Then Claude, and then we want to go into model. Oh, hello, Ziggy. Uno momento, por favor. Sorry, that's my little cat. He's coming to hang out, to sit down right on this side here. Okay, so model, and I guess we will do Fable for the time being. Set to Fable 5. This is my new default for this session and future sessions. So that way, Anthropic can make more money because it is more expensive. Okay, so what was my question? It was how to navigate to definition of object in Xcode. That's all we want, you know? We just want to navigate to a definition. Oh, it's down. Oh, I didn't realize. Your model's down. So how do I just go to Opus? Do I just do Opus? All right, we're switching to Opus 4.8 because Fable is down. Isn't that fun? I guess it's Saturday morning. Everyone's hopping on their computer trying to use Fable 5. Getting in those tokens. That is happening. That's pretty funny. That Fable is down. Okay, quick jump. In Xcode quick jump, I do want a quick jump. I want to jump to the definition with the cursor on the symbol, and so I just have to do Command J. What? Okay, I'm here. Control, Command J. Recipe. Oh no. Oh no. And then control, command J, recipe. Okay, so we have, see, I forgot I can't navigate like I can in Vim. And that's why I started typing random stuff. Tags is an array of strings. And then how did we do the display? That I'm not as sure about. And how do I go back? Because you would think it would be this tab, but it's not. Nutrition. Oh, I see. Recipe, nutrition, sugar display. But we don't have tags. Instead, we got tags and then we got color. And we're going to do orange. And dot opacity 0.2. And there we go. Okay, and then what is our error? Our error message. Cannot convert type string to type string. Yeah. Do we like unpack that? What's our best? Each. I don't know how to do that. I'm curious if there's like a quick way to do that, or if I should do that in like a different module. We want to go to my projects, and then we want to go to my coding coach. How can you help me today? You can help me by, I have this pills, some view object in Swift. And here's why I think that it is good to learn this way is every time you have a question, you need to frame that question, and just asking the question helps you understand what you're trying to learn better. And so Fable 5 is currently unavailable. No problemo. You know what? We can do Haiku 4.5. This does not take a lot of thinking. We don't need to be burning tokens here. We can just use Haiku 4.5. Anyway, so when you're asking a question, you are reframing it, you're figuring out how to structure it. That is a great way to learn. That's why even having like a tutor or pair programming, you are missing a little bit of pair programming for sure when you're just coding with an LLM, because it's not the best pair programmer and it just agrees with everything you say. But you are having to frame the question versus if you're just copying what it gives you. If it just gives you the answer, you don't have questions. Or if you do have questions, but you just go, it doesn't matter, I don't need to ask the questions because I've got an LLM right here and I can just ask it to get past the hard parts for me. You are not learning, and then it's not going to be put into your brain. And even this is cheating, and I am not learning as effectively as somebody would have before. However, I don't have a defense for that. Yeah, it's probably not as good of a way of learning. Anyway, I have pill some view object in Swift. I want to display, oh my gosh, display tag in object tags, which is a string, and I want to display each one as its own pill sum view object. Here is my current code, which is wrong because I want to, what's that called when you go through, maybe deserialize? Enumerate? I want to enumerate through my array and display each recipe dot tag in the recipe tags array. I'm curious what it'll tell me to do. And let's find out. It basically is like a Google search, but I get to search for exactly what I need, which I think makes it so you don't learn as well. Okay, so I can do like a for each. Let's try it. Let's try a for each. For each recipe.tags ID self. So we need to give some sort of ID. Okay. And then we're going to do pill, label, tag, value, tag, color. We wanted to do orange with a opacity of 0.2. Nice. It's saying that doesn't work. So why is that? We need to figure that out. Context type for closure arguments list 1 expects one argument cannot be implicitly ignored. Okay, recipe.tags for each. Wait. Tag in. I missed that. There we go. Tag in. And do we put a bracket? No. Opacity. And we don't need this one, I believe. There we go. Oh my goodness, we did it. Okay. I think that's gonna work. And then we want to add favorite recipe button to the bottom that prints to the console for now. We can do that, no problemo. Header, stack, spacer. Nutrition pill. Where do our nutrition pills go? Adding prints to console for now. I think we want to do a button. Where do we want to do that? In our VStack? I guess. Button. I don't know. I need an example of a button, honestly. Okay, button, and then what does it say? This is going to be an image, so we want to do, where can I find images? I want to do an image. Maybe it's in my recipe card. System image. Yeah, okay. So we want a system image. Where'd my button go? Oh no, we've lost it. We've lost it. There we go. System image. What is the app for? Whoa, I've never had it that long. That's cool. What is the macOS app that has all the symbols? SF symbols. That is what I was thinking of. F symbols. Perfect. Take me there. Take me to FF symbols. See that little star? I want that little star. I want that little star on my application, please. Okay, it's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. Hooray! Okay, search. Can I search? Star. We want a star. Perfect. I want this star. What is it called? It's just called star. Wow, I could have guessed that. Okay, so I've got my star. I got my button. And then we're gonna print. And it's gonna say save to favorites. Okay, and then our button style. Button style, I don't know. And we're gonna have padding. And the padding is just padding. And that's it, I think. I think this can do it. Wait, cannot find type star and scope? What? What? Okay, let's see. What's wrong? What is wrong with this Swift code? What's the warning? Bitrate is lower. Oh my gosh. My bitrate's lower, guys. My bitrate is lower. What do I do? Okay, here's the corrected code. So I need an action. You didn't tell me that. What is going on here? Button style bordered padding. Okay, so let's try that. So in our button, we have an image, and that image is system name star. Okay, because our button's an image. Is that why? I think that makes sense. I think I can handle that. And then it's a label, which is an image, and our info of that button goes in here. You know what? Buttons are still new to me. I'm still learning. And we want to save to favorites. That's what I had before. Okay. And we can get rid of that. And our button style will be bordered, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if that's something that I like. And then we got padding. Okay. And do all these go away after I save? No. No, we actually get more errors. Oh my gosh. Cannot convert type some view. Oh. Bam. There we go. Okay, we got a button. I think it might be a star. We'll find out. All right, next exercise. Catch the details, scroll position when the user navigates back and forth. Harder. Need scroll view real. I have no clue how to do that. I have no idea. I am working through some Swift exercises. Can you please tell me what to do? No. Can you please tell me? Can you please show me some examples based on this exercise? I have no idea where to start. Let's find out. What are we going to be brought into? What are we going to get shown? Here's a comprehensive example of catching scroll position when navigating back and forth. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I'm going to import Swift UI. We got that. And then we got a class. Scroll position cache, observable object, scroll position. Do I need that? Wait, view model to store scrolled positions. So is that something that I'm gonna like inherit from? Struct content view. Okay. Typically, which file am I putting the class scroll position in? Is it in a utilities file, or is it typically in the same file as the struct I am working on? Depends on the size. Smaller projects, put it in the same file as your view. Okay, we'll do that. We'll put it in the same file as my view. I can open my studio. Why is my bitrate so low? I want to be able to see. Okay, we recommend you use a stream bitrate 200 something. Oh wow, I don't even know how to do that. How do I do that? What? All right, I'm not doing that. So I'm going to continue on even though I have a slow bit rate. That's totally fine. Okay, so we're going into our class scroll cache. Perfect. I'm in my recipe detail view. This is where I'm going to have my star button, which we created. Aki. Okay, and we're going to make a class called scroll cache observable object at published var, because we're publishing to it. I believe that's why. And it's going to be an array with a string and a string. So that's more of a dictionary. I think more of a dictionary type situation. And then we come to this, and we're gonna let ID. Actually, I don't think I need to do that. And that's my recipe. That's my recipe there. Okay, so we're gonna do observed object var cache scroll cache. That's the class that we just created. And then we're gonna do, because we're observing what it's publishing, we're picking up what it's putting down, so to speak. And then the state is gonna be the scroll position, which is a string. Okay. All right. Type scroll cache does not conform to protocol. What? Are you serious? It doesn't conform to protocol. Are you serious? Oh no. Guys, it doesn't conform to protocol. What are we gonna do? Add stubs. It added stubs. Object will change. I don't even know what that means. It just made something for me, but that didn't fix it. I'm gonna move on from there for this time. All right, we got our body, and we're putting it in scroll view reader. Reader in, and then I think I'm just going to put all this in there. think. Or I just put my stack. I'm gonna put everything. Everything goes on in there. Sorry, we want to actually cut. Cut. Paste. Okay, so we got that. Our scroll reader. And then on up here, restore posiciones. If let saved equals cache dot positions ID reader. We got our reader, and we're gonna scroll to the saved position, and our anchor is the top of the screen, the top of the window, and then on disappear. We need to do something, and we're gonna save the position. So when we leave this window, we are saving that position so we can navigate right on back to it. So we're gonna save that position. No problem. We got this. And that is going to go into our cache, our position, our ID. Did we have an ID? Did we have an ID there? I don't know, actually. I think that's why we need to create this ID. Yeah, we need to let string. Let ID be a string. Okay. Position ID is going to equal to the scroll position. And there you have a bunch of errors. And now we need to go through those errors because it didn't work. Scroll cache has no initializers. Class scroll cache has no initializers. Excuse me. I get the error. Scroll cache has no initializers. Do I have more of an error message? Can we see the whole thing? Has no initial. That's it. That's the whole error message. It's simple. Let's fix that, guys. Let's fix it. Add in a init. Empty. Oh, okay. We can init that. Let's init it. I admit. It requires a body. Empty. Hey. Empty. Okay. Cannot find type observable object. Publisher. Well, I don't even know where that came from. Like, why did we put that there? Why can't I copy it? Like, just let me copy the error message. That's crazy that I can't just copy it. Scroll cache does not conform to protocol observable object because we're observing it. We'll need to use the observable macro instead, and we absolutely are using Swift ISO whatever. Okay, so let's import observable observation, and then we're gonna have our observable. Yep. And then we're gonna have a class scroll. So it's gonna look a little different, guys. Is that what I'm seeing? Okay. Yeah, it's gonna look a little different. So it's a little more complicated now, I guess. All right. I'm just gonna delete all that. We're gonna make a scroll positions. And this is going to be a string and a CG float. I wonder why they made these updates. And then we're going to make a function, and it's going to be save our position. That's gonna be for ID, which is a string offset by the CG float, and the scroll position ID is equal to offset. Okay, nice. And then we're gonna have a function of get position. That makes sense. And that's gonna be for ID of string, and I don't know this nomenclature. Scroll positions ID, otherwise 0. Okay. Can I find scroll positions in scope? Yeah, because I misspelled it. We're still not conforming? What are we not conforming to? Okay. This is not conforming to observable object. How do I know? How do I know which I'm using? How do I know which I am using? Click on your project. Okay. Done. Left sidebar. Okay. Select your target. Is that a target? No. Left sidebar. Project. General. I don't know where any of that is. None of these say things. Bookmarks. Search. Changes. Repository. Files. None of this is same. Oh, look at that. Min deployments. ISO 26.2. I am using... How did I have no idea how I got to that. Okay, so I was here and then I went here. How did I? I was like so occupied with what's happening over here. Oh, was it when I clicked on this? No. Clicked on this? No. Clicked on this? Yes. Okay, that's how I got it. All right. I am using ISO 26.2. That's... That doesn't sound right. No? Are you sure? It's the deployment. Haiku, are you behind? It says min deployment ISO 26.2. Let's see if this is the same thing. This is more me, because it could very well be hallucinating, but I'm also a beginner, and so I want to double check. That's kind of, I mean, that's something that is interesting with, what is this called? Artificial intelligence, is that you actually have to like critically think the entire time. That's definitely wrong. I don't think I'm mistaken. Oh no, click the drop down. What if we switch models? More models. We're gonna go to Opus 4.8. Hey Opus. Hey, I need to correct something in my last few messages. I was wrong and you were right. iOS 26 does exist. Apple changed their version in 2025, and so the ISO versions match the year, jumping from ISO 18 to ISO 26. Oh my goodness. See, sometimes you just have to change the model and then you will get the answer. That's crazy. It was so confidently wrong. Why are they trained to be so confidently wrong? My goodness. All right. Thank you for correcting your thing. So now we know what to do. Okay. And that, my friends, is how you work with an LLM. How crazy was that? Just like blatantly incorrect. All right, thank you for correcting your thing. So now we're importing, so we don't need to import Swift observation anymore, I think. Okay, so we're gonna remove this. And then class, we're not taking it from there. We're not gonna do that. And then we're gonna have our functions. Perfect. Make sure to remove. I did, and it works. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. So we got my content view, and here we're just doing a state of scroll. Oh, did we decide to name that scroll cache? No, scroll position cache. Okay. Oh, I see. We're gonna name it scroll cache, and it's gonna be equal to our scroll position cache class that we just created. Okay. So this is what I have so far. I think I need to make some changes. Let's see if it tells me what changes to make. I'm so close. There's just a few fixes and a few little issues. The main problems are your referencing cache should be scroll cache. Oh. Got it. That's what we're doing here. Okay. Let's see. So I got my scroll cache, and we got save position on appear if let saved equals scroll cache dot get positions. Yes. Okay. So it's a little different looking. Get position for ID and reader dot scroll to saved anchor top. Okay, cool. And then on disappear, we're doing something similar, but instead we're gonna do save position for ID anchor, and that's gonna be our current anchor. Why? Can I find reader? We don't have a reader. Where did this reader come from? Recipe, ID, private var scroll. Oh yeah, we gotta get our anchor state private var current anchor, which is equal to 0, the top, and is an int equal to 0. Anchor. Why can't we call it? All right, let's do one at a time. On appear, reader not in scope. That's odd. Oh yeah? All right. This is what I currently have. Let's see if I just had any little typos. Oh, are they not attached to it? Okay. All right. Getting closer. Getting closer. This is our last piece right here. No. Dude, I don't want to type it. I'm just going to screenshot it. We're getting closer. Is an old method name. I did. Scroll. Position cache. Scroll position. Save position. Get position. No. Oh my goodness. Dude, I cannot type on these new Mac keyboards. Get position returns int. Anchor int. And we're gonna return. There's a string and an int. Scroll position string int. A string value pair, I think. Okay. And that is our anchor. Dude, we're doing so much back and forth here. And we don't need that 0 because it can be null. And now we have no errors. We've done it. We've made it through. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's run. Let's run this. What's next? Lesson 8, authentication. Clerk O auth. You've been hitting public endpoints. I have been hitting public endpoints, and now you'll sign in and you can access your own user recipes, meal plan, subscription, status. Do I have an error? Is it that I cannot run? Missing argument for parameter id in call. Oh my gosh. Yay. What am I missing? Recipe detail view. Recipe. Missing argument. Let's see. Build. No, don't tell me that. Is it because I didn't press save? Save? Build failed. Editor placeholder in source file recipe detail view recipe ID string. Here we're going to Claude Code, so it's got some context. All right, back to the project. I am trying to build and getting the following error in recipe library view. Can you please help me find the answer to my problems? A little songs for you guys. Dude, how many tokens do we need to do this? The error from the Xcode placeholder string left in the code errors means there's an Yeah, I want you to fix it, yes. I'm over it. What did we do here? Fix this string. Recipe detail view. Oh, okay. ID string. Recipe. I don't see what we did actually. One small thing I noticed while in there. Let's stop there. we'll fix that too. It is improving my code. The diagnoses are just source kit need a re-indexing on those types. What is happening? Okay, recipe card. We got a recipe card. Did we delete our recipe card? No. That's line 72. Not really seeing the difference here. We got a recipe card. A recipe detail view takes in the recipe card, recipe ID, label. Is a recipe card. I think that's what's happened. Is that? I'm honestly kind of confused on this syntax. Done. Well, let's just see if it builds. Build succeeded. Hooray. That's awesome. Can you please explain to me this syntax? It looks to me that we have a param called recipe and ID. I am not sure what label is. Then we have bracket, recipe, card, view with its params, bracket. So how is this structured? What are the parameters? What goes in the brackets? I am a bit confused. Maybe a simple example will help clear things up. Good question. This navigation link, and the confusing part is that it takes two pieces, a destination and a label. Let me break it down. What you're looking at is the tail end of the navigation link. The full thing looks like this. Navigation link, recipe detail view. Okay, yeah, it's our recipe. Navigate, and then a label. And the label takes in a recipe card. There are two separate blocks here and they answer two different questions. The first is the destination. What screen do I navigate to? When this is tapped, that is your recipe detailed view. I see navigation link goes to the recipe detailed view, which has a label. The second, the one after label, is what the actual user actually sees and taps. That's the label that they're going to see in this navigation link. A simpler example, navigation link, text, this is what's on the screen, labeled. Text, tap me. Oh, this is on the second screen. Okay. I think I figured it out. Navigation link. We are navigating to the recipe detailed card. What we see is the recipe card view. So our navigation link is a recipe card view that navigates us to the recipe detailed link. That makes perfect sense. Thank you so much, Claude. Not Haiku. I'm not using Haiku anymore. Apparently Haiku really is just for tiny little haikus. So, oh my gosh. We're sticking to Opus 4.8. Did we get this guy to play? We did. Okay, so I might be like way down here. Might be way down here. And I'm going to click on chicken tostada. Look at all that stuff that I need. Delicious, amazing. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to be still at chicken tostada. It worked, ladies and gentlemen. So we are done with today's exercises. Thank you so much for joining in for a little bit of coffee and coding on this beautiful Saturday morning. I am live every single Saturday morning, not every single Saturday morning, but most Saturday mornings to code with some coffee. So please join me as I build out this application. Please like, subscribe, comment any tips and tricks you have for Swift iOS development, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.